Hello everyone, welcome back. So let's fix up these wolves just a little bit so that they're not just wolf posing around. So what we need to do is in their little folder, I am going to create an animation blend space. This one's going to be a 1D and I'm just going to select its rig. So it's my wolf and this will be its base locomotion underscore blend space. You can call it walk run, you can call it, anything you want. Now on its horizontal axis I'm going to set a speed for the name of the variable. And then I'm going to set its maximum axis value to be, how fast do I want the wolf to run? Let's see, probably 500, make it a little bit faster than the player. So once that's done, I will drag out its idle. I'm going to use the idle breathing for the base one. And then we'll have it walking. Drag out one more walk. Well, I guess it doesn't need. I'll just set it to walk and I'll set its speed to 125 as a base, and then I'll set its run to about 375, and then we'll shift its speed up once it sees the player. So I'm going to take this here, save all this, and I'm going to right click, go to animation, create an animation blueprint for it. It will also be the wolf rig. That way it references the right skeleton. Wolf anim BP. Double click, open that up. Now right in here we will add a state machine. And off of here we'll add that default slot again. And then plug that in like that. So inside the new state machine, off the entry, I'm going to add a state called base. Double click and open that up. And drag out that base locomotion blend space. Hook up its output and then go into the event graph. Now for this one, I'm going to add a sequence node. And I'll be casting to the base enemy class. So off then 0 right there. Alright, I'm going to scoot this all the way over here. Now as base enemy I want to get the velocity. Probably get velocity would be a better thing to type there. I want to get its vector length. And then promote that to a variable that is our speed variable, just like last time. So I'll plug that in right there. Now while I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this for the other side of the sequence. As the enemy, I'm going to get that dead variable, right click, promote that to a variable, that way it's automatically named, and then boom, just like that. Compile, there it goes. Now back in here I'm going to hook that speed variable up to our base locomotion. I'm going to, nope. Go back to the new state machine, drag off, add a state called dead, open that up, find my wolfy death, plug that in, and I want to make sure that that one is not looping, so loop animation false. Compile that, it'll pop up with an error right here, it says base to dead will never be taken. Let's add that transition rule of that right there. And just like that, we will save. Now let's right click and edit our wolf blueprint. Open full blueprint. And then highlight the mesh. For the animation blueprint, we will get that wolf anim BP. And there he goes. Look at him. He's adorable. I just want to pet him. Alright. So now, what we need is, I'm going to go find his animations. And is this the one? This is the one. I'm going to use this as his anim montage. So I'm going to right click the animation that I want to use as a montage at the top, create anim montage. It'll be wolf ATK, just for ease of finding it. Now inside the wolf blueprint, right here we can get access to all those defaults that we set up in the base class. And I'm going to, let's see, health. You don't have any mana. You're probably worth more than that, but we'll just do that. The attack montage will be wolf attack. If you don't see it, you can just drag down. You will see all the other anim montages, so you want to make sure you have the right one selected. Otherwise it won't do nothing. And then his attack range, we'll say 125, because he's not actually reaching out, he's just going to bite you. Enemy attack amount, he's got just one, but he is no longer passive, so we'll do that right there. And then let's jump in and take... Oh, I know how to fix this. I'll show y'all how to fix that in just a second. Yes, I know. Alright, so when you see me, you're walking slow. Look at you. Look at you. You're adorable. But you get close enough, you'll attack me now. Now you notice he's not doing any damage, but we can fix that by opening up the animation montage, not blueprint. And then right here, right about there, I'll add that montage notify, not this one up here, but the montage. Select it and rename it. It'll be called attack trace. It's got to match that first one, remember, the one in our base enemy class. So I'm going to open that up real quick, because I have set it to where that wolf goes really slow, but on the enemy seeing the pawn and it going through all this stuff, I want to adjust his walk speed. So I'm going to grab out my character movement and set the walk speed. I'm going to hook this in right in here, and I'm going to promote this to a variable called chase speed. Now while I'm at it, I'm going to duplicate that and add in a walk speed variable, because we'll click the eye on both, but because we're going to also add in a function that once the player gets too far away, they disengage and go back to their normal behavior, and then they'll resume their walk speed. So, but chase speed is how fast they run after us. Walk speed is, well, you get it. Alright, so inside the wolf now we can adjust, let's say, I'm going to set his chase speed 500, but his walk speed to 125. Now let's take a look, and he should be damaging, he should be walking around. Oh, right, okay. The reason mine was walking so slow is because I hard-coded this one, so I'm going to set it to 125 on the base. So that's looking better. More better. Now he's running, and he's biting. And he's not moving while he's attacking, so it's all looking good. Hooray. Now just to see, I'm going to, you can adjust your attack trace for each enemy type that you're doing just by enabling that draw debug for duration. So now when I come in, you can kind of see that works. It's because he'd have to be pretty close to hit you anyway, right? Because he's a wolf. His teeth don't go very far. It might go a little bit further than that though. So let's I'm gonna adjust that attack range 150, and that's looking pretty great, pretty fantastic. Gonna save everything real quick, and then there's our Wolfie. Hooray! Alright. So now what we can do is we can also add in that disengage function. So right here on seeing the enemy or seeing the player and they start chasing everything, at the very end let's create a custom event called disengage check, and then we'll call it right here. So basically what I want to do is every few seconds I want to get the distance to the player and see if they've exceeded a certain distance, and then the wolf will just kind of get bored and decide not to pursue anymore. So we want to get distance to. Now the other actor will be our player reference. We're going to grab that out and do a get, but I'm going to right click and convert it to a validated get, so that every time we call it, it's double checking and making sure it's good. So the other actor is this, and then we want to see if the distance to it is greater than or equal to a range that we will define. So I will promote this to a variable called chase range. You call it whatever you like. I don't know what else to call that, but I'm going to add a branch right here. So if it is not greater than that distance, then we want to keep continuing to check to see if we've lost distance. So I'm going to add a delay. Can change it to about 2 seconds or whatever you want to change it to, that's fine. And then after that I want to check again, so I will call in my disengage check one more time. And then that way, as long as the player is within this distance, they will be interested in pursuing them. But as soon as it exceeds, like the distance to the player is greater than or equal to this chase range, then we will basically tell it, alright, go back to your original post. And what we can do, actually, if you wanted to get it go back to exactly its position, is right here when it starts pursuing the player. Which actually, that's not a bad idea, just to make sure everything stays where we want it to be. We can get actor location, promote that to a variable called start point, just like that. And then once they lose interest, we will double check that we are not attacking the player. We can set their behavior mode back to roam 1. We will set an AI move to, so that we can tell the AI that we want to go back to our start point, wherever we were at, wherever it was at when it saw our character. For the pawn, you want a self-reference, so it's knowing that it's saying this one's going. And then on success, we'll add a short delay, and then we'll call its behavior unit, just like that. So it'll go back to its point and resume its normal behaviors. Now, the other problem that we might have is, since this has been added to our enemy graph, we need to remove it. So just like we did up here, where we are removing all that, we can just grab all of this right here, come back down. I didn't. I highlighted it and I didn't hit Control C. Alright, highlight it, Control C, take it back down, and Control V. So I'm going to plug this into the top so this fires at the same time, so it'll immediately move on to that next one, just like that. Kind of rearrange it a little bit. So we don't have to do a validated check here because none of this fires unless it has all that info. So now let me adjust my wolf's walk speed. Gonna set it. I'm just gonna set its chase speed. Let's say I want you to be 200 for right now, so that I can actually get away. So if I jump in here, chase me, fool. There he comes. Oh. Okay. Let's also set up his chase range to be 1500, because he's just like seeing us and then immediately giving up. So as long as I'm within 1500 units, he should be interested in pursuing me. But as soon as I get out of that range, he'll give up and go back to exactly where he was when he started chasing me, and then resume his patrol behavior. Good deal. That's how we can keep enemies, even if they chase us halfway across the map, they'll just go back right where they're supposed to be. So one other thing that we can do is right here at the end, after they move back to where they're supposed to be, let's just go ahead and set their walk speed. So I'll grab out a character movement and set walk speed. Boom. And I'll just set that back to its walk speed plugin. Just like that. File that real quick. Double check my wolf. Let's see, walk speed 125, chase speed 200. I'm going to set it to 250 for now. And then run up. Get your attention. Run away. He's bored. He doesn't care. He's going to run all the way back. And then he'll resume his walking. So, hooray! Now we got our wolf set up. And in the next one, I'll start showing you... Oh, actually, in the very next one, we'll go over that fix for that crafting screen, because it's been bugging me, but I finally figured it out. So, I will share that with you next. Plus, we got a bow fix coming, and it's a good one. So, I will see y'all soon. Bye! Quick addition for this chasing thing. You want to make sure that your chase range is further than your sight range, because otherwise, if they're looking at us from, let's see, it's AI, their sight threshold is 2000, but if the chase radius is only 1500, they might see us and disengage completely before even registering. So I'm gonna, in the wolf, let's see, in the wolf, I'm gonna update that chase range to 2500. Because I was having an issue. I tried to record the next part of it with the bow and arrow, and it's like, why is it not wanting to? There he goes. And then if I get away, then he should go back. Oh, I'm outside of the nav mesh, but he's going back. Now the other problem that you will have is if I go get back in front of that wolf, he's not going to do anything. Because in our base enemy, we set this up on a do once. On the damaged and the chasing enemy. So what we can do is I am going to create one more custom event up here called reset, and it's gonna have a sequence node attached because I want to make sure this has been reset, and I want to make sure that this has been reset. And then right over here where we're disengaging from the enemy, I want to call that function. So we'll just plug that in right there. I am going to double check my knight and adjust his settings real quick. So his chase speed is, let's say, 325, walk speed is 125, chase range 2500. So now should be able, oh goodness, alright, he took off quick. So once I get far enough away from him, because I got outside the nav mesh, he's done. He's going back. And then he should be walking around now. So, but if I get close enough again, he'll see me again and then chase me again. So, yeah, I just need to hook up that reset thing like that, and it'll be all good. So, yeah, just a quick fix for that last video. So, or I guess, no, actually I haven't uploaded it yet. I'll add it onto it. Hey, a fix in the same video. Look at me upgrading. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye.